Okay, well, welcome and thank you for joining us. Just as we're getting started, let's have a few introductions. I'm here with Rob Lim, who is an instructor in our sport nutrition, nutrition, and food service management courses. I'm Monica Molag. I am the department chair of nutrition and food service management, and I teach both food service courses and nutrition courses. We are just two of the faculty in the Langara's Department of Nutrition and Food Service Management, and we're thrilled that you're here joining us for this overview of the department.
Hello, like Monica said, my name is Rob Lim. I'm one of the many nutrition instructor here in the Department of Nutrition. Thank you again for coming to this information session. Let's get started. Langara College is called a Pathway Institute, which means that most students come to Langara on their way to other institutions or come to Langara for a career. Langara also a low barrier institution because the application to Langara is not as tied to your past level of education or achievement. What is more important is what you do once you are here. Within the Department of Nutrition and Food Service Management, there are two different routes you can take, which bring you to a very different end result. Both are exciting career options and interesting to study. On the right-hand side here, we see the career program. And this program is completed all at Langara and can be done in 2 years and leads to a career in nutrition management. On the left-hand side is the university transfer path. This route was developed at the request of UBC to help students to get into their food, nutrition, and health major in the Faculty of Land and Food System. Once you are at UBC, students can complete the Bachelor of Science in Food, Nutrition, and Health, do food science, or apply for the dietetics program to become a registered dietitian. What we're going to do today, we're going to look at both these paths and the career that are possible with them, and briefly talk about what the journey looked like. So let's take a look at the career path on the right-hand side. This is the Nutrition and Food Service Management Diploma Program. It's a 2-year program that can be done completely at Langara and can be done as a 100% online program or with half the courses done in the classroom. If you're an international student, the later is the way to go. The online options give you as a student the opportunity to work or deal with family and study at the same time. The courses are structured and do follow the academic calendar with 3 terms per year. While it can be done in 2 years, you can also stretch it out for up to 6 years if something unexpected happens. We even have a special option for people who have a nutrition or dietetic degree, and that can be completed within 1 year. Students who come to the program with experience in food service may be eligible for PLAR. That is a means of providing academic credit for experience and training. For example, a Red Seal chef who works in a long-term care center could possibly be invited into 4 PLAR courses. In these special sections, the individual will be given the opportunity to prove that they have achieved the learning outcome of the course through an assignment or an exam, maybe a workplace evaluation or an interview. Each course is different. But what the best part of these PLAR courses is that they are shorter and cost less than regular section courses. The courses in this program vary because the role of food service supervisor or manager can be varied. There are courses in nutrition, in biology, food theory, business. There are even 2 English courses and also psychology. So the NFSM program does have practicum. So students graduate job ready, and most students are usually working their chosen career well before graduating, and that is exciting.
So the Canadian Society of Nutrition Management, we also call that CSNM for short, is a national professional organization that provides accreditation to programs like ours and reassurance to employers that the people with that membership are up to date and well-trained professionals who can get the job done. For members, there's support and opportunities to do continuing education and other benefits. But why membership in CS&M is so exciting is that membership in this professional organization is required by law for residential facilities in British Columbia with 50 residents or more. Most acute care facilities, like hospitals, also require CS&M membership. And so put all that together, there are right now a lot more jobs available than people with this designation. Our program has approximately 100% employment figures. Next one. So yes, there are a lot of jobs in healthcare. In seniors retirement centers, that's a growing field. But our graduates also work in school districts, working with their cafeterias, so one person over several cafeterias. In the province's correctional facilities, in the military, feeding men and women at different posts around the country and around the world. They have been hired at resorts in the tropics, at golf clubs, and large corporate cafeterias in the city. Some have even gone on to open up their own restaurants. But as I said, most of the opportunities are in healthcare. Providing food in long-term care facilities or in acute care facilities is both a gift and a skill. It's a gift because in long-term care facilities, the food that is provided is a means of caring for our seniors in our society. Many of them have given so much, but also lost so much of their independence and health. Food is something they can still enjoy, and you get to build relationships with these people, provide for their quality of life, and that's essential to this important group in our population. It's also a skill because in any food service operation, the food has both the ability to harm and to heal. And of course, we want to heal. In an acute care facility, the food provided to the residents is part of the healing process and needs to be of a high quality while you balance budget and you have your staff as well. Langara has a blog that does send out job postings that are available for positions right around the province. We post positions that the new graduate can go into or the seasoned professional. If you want to take a look at that, Rob's going to go through a few of the jobs with you, and then you can subscribe or take a look at that blog at any time. So that's going to be on our next slide, Rob.
So the blog website that Monica was mentioning is this one right here. You wanna, and we will post this as well later on. I just did a quick search on as of June 16, 2020. There are a couple of job opportunity, and I'm gonna go through each one so you have an idea what some of the job prospect and what are the responsibility of each. So if you are to get hired as the coordinator for the support services, you would supervise and coordinate the day-to-day activity of food services and housekeeping services. You also oversee laundry services and store where applicable. You would implement policy and procedure, manage human resources, participate in cost control measures, and maintain relevant records. And you would assume responsibility for the department in the area of responsibility in the absence of the manager. The second position here is the support service manager, and that individual would provide oversight, supervision, and constructive direction to staff and act as professional role model while representing the support service department. If you are to be hired as a food service supervisor or diet technician, you'll be responsible for overseeing and participating in the delivery of food services to patients, residents, customers, and clients. This position supervises staff by coordinating work assignment and coaching employees, as well as recruiting, training, and maintaining department standard and procedure. You also receive and process diet order in a progressive centralized diet office setting and utilizing a variety of computerized applications. Last but not least is the food service and hospitality manager. It's responsible for the operational and technical leadership of food services, providing the technical and professional leadership necessary to implement a full resident nutritional plan. And this slide here, I just want to give you an insight into what the manager and director are looking for these position, especially from my own personal experience when I was a food service director at St. Paul Hospital. What am I looking for in each of these positions? Why don't we start from the bottom here? Food service aide and receiver. These positions do not require CS&M. They require Food Safe 1, which is a one-day course. You can do it to get a certificate. And these positions are great for a student like yourself to get kind of inside look to the food and nutrition knowledge, how the food is made from scratch all the way to the delivery for our patients, our residents. You will also be working with food service supervisor, technician, manager, director, and you get to see what they do on a daily basis. And you can also ask yourself, do I like it? Do I like to do this as a career? And also, if you're doing a great job, you may get hired into a managing position once you finish your diploma and receive your CS&M. Not to mention, you will also be making money as well. For a cook position, depend on the size of the site. You may or may not need a cooking paper or a certificate, but you do need a cooking experience. Now, once you graduate and receive your CS&M, you can apply into a management role as a supervisor, technician, assistant manager, or manager, depending upon your past experience. All of these positions that I just mentioned do require CS&M. And that is the first thing you need to have. And that was the first thing that I looked for. In the past, I hired those fresh off the school with little to no experience. I hired those with lots of experience. Experience is great to have. But what I usually also look for is you, who you are, and what you can bring or will bring to my team. Will you be a good fit to my team? This process is usually done via an interview. So when you're in a management position, there are lots of responsibility, lots of decision making that you have to make every single day that require you to lead your staff to run a very successful operation. A couple of quality to have is compassion, that genuine love for food, that genuine care for your residents, your customer, your clients, and of course, your employee. Strong leadership skill. And this strong leadership skill you can start learning now, learning through school. You can also learn from your manager, from your director. Another quality that we're looking for is calm. And that ability that able to make that decision, critical thinking on your feet. If you telling yourself right now, oh, Rob, I don't have any of those skills or very little of those skills, that's okay. You can start now, you can start learning through school, and you can continue to learn while you're working and develop these skills while you're working as well. And then as you gain more and more experience, you're able to climb that career ladder. Supervisor, assistant manager, manager, director, again, depend on the site, depend on the position available.
So if this is interesting, a question that you might be having is, how do I get started? That's, we always need to take that first step. Well, if you're already at Langara, you'd have to change over your application, your program. But if you're not, you basically need to be 19 years old or have your high school diploma. That's what's needed to make the application to Langara. Then for the program, there are a few other documents needed. So for the documents needed, Rob, the next slide. There we go. Those are what we need for application. We're looking for your resume. And when I get your resume, I'm going to be looking for what food service jobs have you done? You might not have any, but if you're going to get a job anyways, why not get one in a field that's going to help you with your career? So I can help you with that. I can point you in the right direction. But the resume should list what you have. I'm looking for 2 letters of reference, one from a workplace, any workplace, it doesn't have to be food service, and one from somebody who knows you personally. Both of them would be attesting to your interest in food service, in management, in wanting to fit this role in society. I am looking for a valid Food Safe 1 certificate. Now, these certificates do expire every 5 years, so if you have one already, make sure it's still valid. And while you're in the process of getting Food Safe 1, just so you know, in year 2 of this program, we need Food Safe 2. So maybe you should just do them both at the same time. but definitely get Food Safe 1. We'll need proof of English competency. This is often the trickiest one to get, especially right now when we don't have the LET due to COVID, but there's other ways to do that as well. And they're listed on the website. And if you have questions, you can always email me. I'd like a letter of intent. And that's just telling me, why do you want to do this? What is it about this program that you'd like to do? And it doesn't have to be 3 pages. Just a few paragraphs is good. No more than 2 pages, okay? We'll get to know each other better as you go through the program. I don't have to learn everything about you on that first letter. And if you've done any post-secondary, so if you're already got your cooking papers, or if you have some other post-secondary education in that perhaps you've got some transferable courses, this can include that in your application, and then I can provide direction to you as to how to get those on your transcript. There also could be some interesting things in that application that I can use to invite you to PLAR courses that Rob was talking about. So this is a really good page that you might want to take a picture of because it has a lot of the contact information on it. It's the blog address, it's the email address. That's just a generic email address, and once you go there, I'll reply to you, or you'll get a reply from the department, but that's just a common one that we can collect everything in. And the program website is if you want to take more look at that in person. It's also a great time to stop and just see if anyone has any questions at all about the Nutrition and Food Service Management program. Rob, we must have done a fabulous job at explaining it because there's no questions.
I think so.
Wow.
All right.
Okay. Then we'll move on and keep your questions. And if something pops into your head, don't be shy. The best way to find out how to make the next step is to ask. So afterwards is good too.
All right. So we finished the right side, the career path. Now we're going to the left side. This is the university transfer path. Going to university is really exciting, but it can also be quite challenging in many levels. The class is bigger, the campus is bigger. You may even need a couple of days just to find your way to class without getting lost. I remember when my first class at university, I got lost a couple of times. If your goal is dietetic, you need to be very focused on getting good grades and getting experience in this field by ways of volunteering, so working in the nutrition, food service, and even dietetic field like Monica mentioned earlier. People are often very surprised at the courses it takes to become a dietitian. We do have a heavy course load. But the UT path, which is University Transfer Path at Langara, is very exciting because it has a special prize. If you graduate from the Food, Nutrition, and Health Transfer Program, when you apply to UBC, you're promised automatic entry into Food, Nutrition, and Health major. And from there, you can apply to dietetic major. And if successful, it can lead to a career as a registered dietitian, like myself. And I will talk about what it's like to be an RD and career prospect in later slides. There are lots of things you can do here. If dietitian is not something you want to do, or you're not able to get into the dietetic major, and if you graduate with a bachelor in food, nutrition, and health, you can return to Langara and do a nutrition management career program in a year to get your CSNM. Or you can take the path into research and food science. There's many, many choices here.
So the pathway from beginning to end through the Food, Nutrition, and Health Transfer Program is complicated. So we had to make a whole separate graphic just for that. The first thing that's really unusual about the Food, Nutrition, and Health Transfer Program is that it's a second-year entry program. So you'll notice that it's smack in the middle, and so you have to do something before you get there. So let's actually start at the beginning. If you are interested in taking the university transfer path, you'll actually start by enrolling in the Associate of Science, Food and Nutrition. Now, it is a program that's called an open enrollment program, so very little admission criteria for the program itself. However, the courses that you need to take in that first year almost all have prerequisites. So we still have to do some stuff before you can get going on the courses. Now, most of those prerequisites can be completed in high school. So if you're coming right out of high school and you've done a science program, you'll probably be okay. But if it's been a few years since you finished grade 12, or perhaps you took a different path through grade 12, then you will have to pick up some courses. Now, some of them can be done through adult upgrading and the school boards that are around BC, or you can do them here at Langara. And so there's both pathways are available. I don't have all those prerequisites listed here because there are quite a few, and we can talk about that later if you're interested. So in the food and nutrition program, you have to do the prerequisites if necessary and 10 courses. Then once you have done those 10 courses, then you apply to the Food, Nutrition and Health Transfer Program. That application gets made through the registrar's office, and what you need to have at that point is a 3.0 CGPA. So that's a B average in every single course that you've taken at Langara. You'll also need a Food Safe 1 again. It's a very handy little document, that one. A letter of intent. Why do you want to go into dietetics? And one reason we have that letter of intent is that the application to go into dietetics, a letter of intent is why you want to go into food, nutrition, and health, not necessarily dietetics, because not everybody wants to go into dietetics. So I understand that. So if you do want to go into dietetics, the application process for the 36 seats that UBC has every year is pretty tight. So this is one step to help you learn and practice how to write those letters. I'm also looking for a resume with at least 6 months of food service work. This again will help build a resume for your future applications. And we need the application form. It's back on the Langara homepage, right where it says apply now. So it's the same form that you'll need for that. Once you get into the Food, Nutrition and Health Transfer Program, there are the second year courses. And these ones are a little bit more challenging than the ones you had in first year. There's organic chemistry, microbiology, biochemistry, calculus, statistics, and other courses much like that. All of these you'll need to complete with a 3.0 GPA again, and you'll need to do them in 2 years. So UBC does not like to accept courses that are older than 4 years, and that's why we've had complete the first year in at least 2 years and complete the second year in a maximum of 2 years, so that you're totaling up the entire process in 4 years. If you take longer than 4 years, so that's on the left side there, that's where the no is. So if you don't have a 3.0 GPA, or you've taken a little longer than 4 years, then what you'll do is you'll graduate with an Associate of Science in Food and Nutrition. You can still apply to UBC, but you'd be going as a transfer student at that point. If you do graduate with the Food, Nutrition and Health major, and you've got a GPA of 3.0 and it's less or equal to 4 years, then when you apply to graduate, you apply to the Food, Nutrition and Health Transfer Program. Then when you apply to UBC, then you can apply to Land and Food Studies, and you automatically get into the Food, Nutrition and Health Transfer Program, into Food, Nutrition and Health Program at UBC with the transfer program from Langara. So you can see that there's a number of applications and steps to take through this. UBC has asked us to make this program, and that's to help students get better marks and be able to be better students in their future programs. So why do you want to do all this at Langara? Well, there's a lot of reasons for it, actually. First of all, the cost is less than UBC. And that makes a big difference because now you can spend more time on your courses and less time working. You can focus on getting the good grades that are needed to continue on your path. The classes are smaller. So some of you who are in classes already at Langara will see that most of our classes are 40 students or less. Rob, can you remember in university having many classes that were less than 40 students?
Oh.
I certainly not. No, I remember sitting in biochemistry with 300.
Yep.
And it makes it really hard. It's a different kind of learning. So keeping the classes small is great at Langara. Some of the classes are online. Now, not all of them, and it's not like the nutrition management career program where it can be done completely online. This one is mostly on campus. So you're going to have to plan for that, but there are a few that are available online, and that gives you just a little bit of flexibility when you need it. Finally, Langara has something that's really unique in the province, is we have a department of about 13, 14 dietitians who are all teaching, all of whom you can talk to, you can pop into the office, and you can talk to about your future plans. We all have different passions and directions of our study and our interest. Some of us are more admin, some are more clinical, some are community health and public health. It's quite a unique place to be, and it's really exciting to be able to have access to this many dietitians at one place. And finally, something that's really important and often overlooked, coming to Langara is a more gradual step to UBC. If you go straight from high school or maybe working and then you jump up to UBC, it's quite abrupt on your system. This makes it just a gentler step and makes you more ready. But okay, it's fine to talk about all that, but what exactly does a dietitian do? Have you ever wondered? Rob's going to tell us what he's done.
All right, so I will kind of share my career path with you as a dietitian. Keep in mind that every dietitian path is different and unique and exciting in their own right. This is just one of them, and it happened to be my career path. I started my registered dietitian career as a clinical dietitian. Clinical dietitian, we do clinical care, deal with various health conditions, either in acute, which is in the hospital, or outpatient care, like long-term care. And at the same time, I also work as a private practice dietitian. I work for others, and then I also open my own small business as well. So this is for individuals who become a dietitian and want to be their own boss. You don't want to work for anyone else. You have that opportunity to open your own small business as well. And then I had a great opportunity to become a food service manager and food service director. And this is the administrative dietetic, which is the management of the food service operation. Because of these experience, I was able to apply for my current job as a nutrition instructor here at Langara. There are, of course, other areas that registered dietitian can work in. Research in both applied and theoretical nutrition, in population health, where dietitian promote healthy eating to large groups of people. My experience as a dietitian, I can sum it in 2 words: amazing and gratitude. Of course, in any career, there's always setback and bumps on the road, but I enjoy every single minute of it thus far. It has been an amazing experience as a dietitian, and I'm so thankful and grateful every day what the RD profession has given me. And now I'm giving back in the terms of passing the nutrition knowledge and making a difference in people's lives. And I really do enjoy making a difference and making impact in people's lives. And I think dietitians really do that in any field we practice. For example, in clinical, sometimes it's not even the actual nutrition care that I provide to patients, but simply that human interaction that I provide to them. In food service, you can really make a difference. For example, St. Paul has 500 patients. In VGH, there's 1,000 patients. You can really make a difference in those patients' lives every single day. And as an instructor, well, I can help shape the next generation's mind. I pass on the nutrition knowledge and hopefully encourage and motivate a couple of my students and hopefully a couple of you here to think about a nutrition career. You can really make a difference in people's lives. My biggest advice? Well, explore and be open to opportunity as they present themselves to you. There's so many different avenues of dietetics that you can become involved in. And that's one of the best thing about career in dietetic. Excuse me, that there are so many different ways you can use your education, use your credential. So my advice would be really just to explore things and try out different things, even if you think it's something that you never thought you might be interested. I'm going to give you my personal experience, like a quick one. During my nutrition degree, I always know I'm going to be a good or even great clinical dietitian and a private practice dietitian. But I never thought I would be a good food service director or even an educator. I have nothing against those two positions. I would just never thought of it. I just thought I would be good clinical and private. But I told myself that I was going to have an open mind. I'm going to open to any opportunity or at least consider the opportunity it presented. That opportunity came on May 1st, 2017, when I had the opportunity to move here to BC and working as a food service director. I was nervous, but excited at the same time and a little scared. But it was an amazing experience. You have to ask Monica this, but I believe because of this food service experience, along with my past experience in clinical and private, they opened the door for another opportunity here at Langara when I was hired by Monica. Again, my first day, May 1st, 2018, that was my first semester here in Langara. I was nervous, excited, but again, a little scared. But again, since then, it has been an amazing experience. So my advice to you, be open to opportunity. And really, regardless on which path you choose, CSNM or an RD path, I'm so excited for you to start this journey. And you're gonna make so many impact on so many people's lives. Like I wish you all the best. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask one of us. I hope to see some of you or all of you in some of my classes soon. We'll put some URL and contact information in the next slide. If there's any questions, please put it on chat or ask Monica and I. Thank you so much for listening to both of us.
Yeah, thank you.